Thank you for joining us for this introductory professional development session of the Skills for Secondary School Success program. Today, we are embarking on a journey together with the goal of building a strong bridge for our 8th grade students as they get ready to go to high school. The transition from 8th grade to 9th grade is a tenuous one for many students, and as you have likely witnessed, without a solid foundation to walk across, some students may flounder. You are undoubtedly already working to build a solid academic bridge for students in your content classes so that they leave middle school with the content skills they need to succeed in high school. Another piece of the structure that can support students is the social-emotional skills they bring with them on their transition. With the Skills for Secondary School Success, 4S, curriculum, our goal is to help students create a more complete bridge they can use when they cross from middle to high school. You are joining a team of educators across the country who are all working toward the same goal. Thank you for joining our team. We are so grateful that you are part of this journey. Our purpose today is to learn about the 4S curriculum, its goals, and why it matters for student success. We'll meet together 6 times in these PDs, and each time we will build our collective knowledge and understanding of how we can use this curriculum to positively impact the outcomes for our students. We'll talk about our trajectory of learning more at the end. Today, we'll accomplish the following. We'll spend some time connecting as a team of learners on this journey together. We'll discover and discuss the importance of social and emotional learning as it relates to the transition to high school. We'll explore the 4S curriculum to uncover how the units build over time. We'll prepare for implementation by planning for the foundational instructional strategies underlying the 4S curriculum design. We'll look ahead to our future work together. Although you are launching into a journey of independent learning, you are still part of a larger community of learners working toward the same goal of supporting our students to improve their outcomes in high school. The strength of our team can support us in our work. One of the skills we will support our students to develop is their sense of belonging within their class community. That sense of belonging can be equally important here with us. So please take a moment to introduce yourself in the virtual space if you would like to do so by clicking on the relevant link in the discussion board of the 4S Google Classroom. One of the activities students will do in the 4S curriculum is a connection circle. Connection circles can be used to build community and deepen relationships. Although we will not be in a circle with other people today, we will be able to experience the process of reflecting on a related question or two as we begin our learning journey. Consider one or both of the following questions. What are your hopes and dreams for your students after they leave your classroom doors? Or, think about a transition you have navigated in your life. What are some of the most important SEL skills you needed to help you maneuver it successfully? Keep these reflections in your mind as context as you proceed through the rest of this session. Now is a chance to virtually meet the team of researchers from Johns Hopkins University who have developed this 4S curriculum.
Hello and welcome. I'm Bob Alphans, the director of the Everyone Graduate Center at Johns Hopkins University, and I want to thank you for working with us to figure out how we can help our students self-manage their own learning as they transition to high school. I'm going to now call on Marcy Davis.
Hi, I'm Marcy Davis. I'm an associate professor at Johns Hopkins University. I'll call on Doug McIver.
Hi, I'm Doug McIver. I'm a professor in the School of Education at Johns Hopkins University, and I'm going to call on Martha McIver.
Hi, Martha McIver, Associate Dean of Research and Associate Professor at the School of Education at Johns Hopkins. And I'm going to call on Jerry Crisp.
Hi, I'm Jerry Crisp. I serve as the School Redesign Director at the Everyone Graduates Center. Nice to see everybody, and I'm going to call on Maria.
Hi everyone, I am Maria Rothmeyer. I'm the Chief Design Officer for the Everyone Graduate Center at Hopkins, and I will call in Rachel.
Hi everyone, I'm Rachel McClam. I'm a PhD student at the Johns Hopkins School of Education. Thank you so much for working with us.
We all already have some idea of what SEL is and why it matters. Let's dive a bit deeper into the importance of SEL and its connection to the 8th to 9th grade transition. If a critical challenge we face is the need to improve high school outcomes and ultimately college and career readiness, especially for historically underserved youth, how can SEL be an opportunity for improvement? We'll start by hearing a bit more from the 4S study developers about the overview of this current research study. Where does it come from and why does it matter? As you watch, consider your answers to the following questions. Either think about your current students or your students from last year, or about trends you have noticed in students over time. Number 1. In what ways are your students prepared for high school? In what ways aren't they? Number 2. What are the top 3 academic, social, or emotional skills that need work? After thinking about these questions, please pause this video and click on the link to the research overview video in the introductory PD module of the Google Classroom. We now know what the research says about why SEL learning matters in the transition from middle school to high school. Let's hear from some students about their perspectives after learning some of the important skills like those embedded in the 4S curriculum. Please pause this video and click on the relevant video in the introductory PD module of the 4S Google Classroom. We've spent some time learning the importance of social and emotional learning as it relates to the transition to high school. You may now want to take a few minutes to reconsider your answers to the questions posed on this page. Feel free to jot some thoughts to yourself on a piece of paper or discuss with a partner if you are in a group your thoughts. Number 1. In what ways are your students prepared for high school? In what ways aren't they? Number 2. What are the top 3 academic, social, or emotional skills that need work? Now let's turn to the 4S curriculum to see how SEL learning is structured within it. Our goal is to explore how the units build over the course of the entire program. This is a new curriculum for you, so we want to give you time first to get to know it from a high-level view. Students will build deeper skill if they see each lesson as part of a larger whole. When we understand the overarching picture of the curriculum and how it's connected to high school success, we will be able to more effectively help our students make those same connections for themselves. Here you can see the titles of each unit on the left side of the screen. In a minute, you will review a set of 11 slides that has the titles of each lesson within the units and the overarching discussion questions for each unit. As you review, think about your answers to the following questions. Number 1. How do you see learning building from unit to unit? How about within each unit? Number 2. Where do you see connections to what you heard in student reflections and the research underlying this curriculum. And number 3, how will learning these lessons help your students better prepare for high school and build the academic, social, or emotional skills you named earlier? It's okay if you have only a high-level understanding of the units right now, or if you still have more questions. We will spend our next 5 professional development sessions together, diving deeper into each unit. The purpose of our time right now is to understand the curriculum at a high level and to make connections between the units and our goals. Overview of the 4S units. During the first 4S lesson, students will be divided into 5 small groups to participate in a gallery walk to get a preview of each of the first 5 4S units. They will have about 5 minutes in their small groups to discuss some overarching questions related to each unit. As you experience this overview in the next few slides, including a list of the lesson titles that students won't see in their gallery walk, consider the following question. How do you think these lessons will help your students better prepare for high school and build the academic, social, and emotional skills you named earlier? Unit 1, Learning with a Sense of Purpose. Unit 2, Confronting Challenges and Having a Growth Mindset. Unit 3, Managing My Learning. Unit 4, Interacting with Others as We Learn Together. And Unit 5, Making a Difference in My Community and World. The first unit is Learning with a Sense of Purpose. The lessons in this unit are 1, Introduction to Skills for Secondary School Success. 2, You are the author of your life story. 3, Expressing my identity creatively. 4, Career Exploration Parts 1 and 2. 5, My Future Self Parts 1 and 2. The student discussion questions for the first unit are: what do you think of as your purpose in life? What gives you purpose in learning right now? How is school helping you prepare for your life after you finish your education? The second unit is Confronting Challenges and Having a Growth Mindset. The lessons in this unit are: 1, Managing Stress. 2, Identifying Signs of Stress. 3, Managing Difficult Emotions. 4, Problem Solving. 5, Mindfulness. 6, Having a Growth Mindset, Using Facts from Brain Science to Change Your Life. 7, The Real Difference Having a Growth Mindset Makes. And 8, Famous Failures. The student discussion questions for the second unit are: what kind of challenges do you think you might face in high school? What strategies do you use now when you confront challenges? What do you think it might mean to have a growth mindset? The third unit is Managing My Learning. The lessons in this unit are: 1, Getting and Staying Organized. 2, Managing Time and Setting Priorities. 3, Planning for Effective Studying. 4, attentive reading. 5. Learning how to learn. 6. Taking useful notes. 7. Measuring my learning. 8. Setting SMART goals. The student discussion questions for the third unit are: how do you feel about the idea of managing your own learning? How are you managing your learning now? What do you think it would be useful to know to help you manage your learning in high school? The fourth unit is interacting with others as we learn together. The lessons in this unit are: 1. Connection circles to build community and deepen relationships. 2. Building community through gratitude. 3. Friendship. 4. Effective communication. 5. Working together. 6. Strengthening emotional health. 7. Co-creating a caring community 1 and 2. The student discussion questions for the fourth unit are: what does the word community mean to you? What is your vision of classroom community? Why would we want to connect with others in our communities? The fifth and final unit is making a difference in my community. The lessons in this unit are: 1. Expanding our circles of concern. 2. Exploring needs in my neighborhood community. 3. Addressing school or neighborhood community needs. 4. Choosing a project to make a difference. 5. Using project management skills for your volunteer project. 6. Working on project proposals. 7. Completing a project proposal. 8. Presentation of project proposals. 9. Course wrap-up. The student discussion questions for the fifth unit are: how would you like to make a difference in your community or in the world? What do you need to help prepare you to do this? How could we start making a difference in our community or world this year? We've spent some time reviewing the unit overviews to see how the 4S curriculum builds over time. Let's now reflect on our thoughts so far to the questions posed earlier. Feel free to pause the video and jot your ideas on a piece of paper. How do you think these lessons will help your students better prepare for high school and build the academic, social, or emotional skills necessary for their success? We have just explored why social emotional learning is so important as a bridge from 8th grade to 9th grade success, as well as how the 4S program aims to support students along the way. In order to launch this journey on the right foot, taking a few preparation steps can make all the difference for success. We started our time together today talking about how the 4S program is designed to help students across the critical bridge from 8th to 9th grade. Some students traverse this journey more easily than others, but by making connections with their peers, building purpose and resilience, and cultivating skills in self-reflection, goal setting, and organization, the 4S program hopes to equip all students with the skills needed for a more successful experience. For students to reach the goals set out in the 4S curriculum, it would be helpful if the class has experience with routines and established expectations for a few specific instructional techniques. Preparing for a successful launch to the 4S program might mean, number 1, teaching students how to engage with key instructional techniques included in the curriculum if they are less familiar with these so far. Number 2, establishing helpful class routines for these techniques if they are not yet a part of classroom expectations so far. The 4S program regularly calls upon the class to engage in whole group discussion, work in small groups, and explore work independently. There will also be opportunities for partner reading and gallery walk. For students to engage in these instructional techniques, building clear norms and habits by establishing consistent routines will help save time and enable a smooth lesson. The following are class routines that will be most helpful to fully utilize the 4S curriculum. Students moving around the room. Respectful, engaged class discussion. Group norms and habits. Silent, focused, independent work. And do now. Knowing that every classroom is different, we have preserved some time during this session to help each teacher reflect on which instructional techniques and class routines may be most important to start teaching the class before the 4S program begins. In the introductory PD module of the Google Classroom, you can find links to some resources that can help you plan for establishing helpful routines in your classroom. First, you can find a tool that can help organize your preparation. Secondly, you can find a support document with a number of printable materials and other helpful resources. Now that we've had a chance to think of some ideas for preparing class expectations and routines, take a moment to identify 2 to 3 specific actions you can take in the next week to get started with your ideas. We may want to watch the video for each PD in the upcoming units now, or wait until you have almost finished with each unit before watching the PD for the next one. Each PD will focus on preparing you to teach the next unit of the curriculum. The goal of those sessions is to help build your comfort and confidence with the 4S lessons. We wish you the very best as you embark on this journey to help your students build the skills, mindsets, understandings, and habits for high school success. Thank you for your commitment to this effort and the difference you make for your students every day. The following slides are resources that you can consult if you would like for more information. Addressing a national concern. The Skills for Secondary School Success curriculum aims to support college and career-ready high school graduation, especially for historically underserved youth. Although graduation rates have risen over the past couple of decades from 74% in 2003 to 85% in 2017, rates remain much lower for historically underserved students, those who are Black, Hispanic, low income, recipients of special education services, or homeless. The critical 8th to 9th grade transition. 9th grade performance is critical for success in the rest of high school and beyond. The solution is to better prepare 8th graders for the demands of high school, more independence and personal responsibility while receiving less teacher support. Social emotional learning is crucial. Important dimensions of social and emotional learning, like self-management and self-efficacy, tend to decline during middle school. Providing interventions that build students' social and emotional learning, SEL, and other non-cognitive skills results in positive growth, not only in behavior and attitudes, but also in academic performance. Student mental health better among those who have a sense of belonging at school. A 2021 CDC survey of adolescents found about 50% experienced persistent sadness or hopelessness. About 20% considered attempting suicide. About 9% had attempted suicide. But feelings of hopelessness, contemplation of suicide, and suicide attempts were 18%, 12%, and 6% lower, respectively, for students who indicated feeling close to people at their school, compared to those who were not close.